Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 0 of Hero Complex. I am Anna or Sanctum, your man in the chair for this evening. We're gonna go around the table, we're gonna do some introductions, we are gonna talk a little bit about this game. This game has some rich lore and some rich history, and we are so excited for you all to be here with us. But I'm gonna just have everyone quickly go around the table, introduce themselves, introduce a little bit about your character, maybe their name, their skin, and a couple of fun facts. I don't know, whatever you feel like. Going around the table, just doing some quick intros. We'll start at the top with Bees. Do a quick intro. Who are ya? Who's your character?
Pass.
Absolutely not. I have gone through hell to set this stream up. Try again.
What's up, everybody? I am Bees, your happy, helpful harbinger of hype. We are here on this wonderful game. I'm super excited. I will be playing Ash, who is just typical high school boy who likes plants. Nothing special about him. Nothing superhero-ish or anything about all that. He's just a boy who likes plants. Little nerdy boy who likes plants. That's it.
Just a little boy who likes plants.
Yeah, just a little guy.
Just a little guy. And what skin are you playing?
Oh, I am playing the Doomed.
Bum, bum, bum. All right. Thank you, Bees. Heading down one to Marquise. Mainly, I put you next to each other because your names rhyme, and it makes me happy every time I get to say them. Quick intro from Marquise.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marquise. Sometimes go by Barty Time Online. And I am playing Jace Joy. I will be playing your star today and
every day.
And every day. Both on and off camera. Yeah, we're just here to have a positively good time.
Hate you and all of that right now.
And that is a threat.
Good. I still don't get over the fact you've named your character Mr. Brightside. It reminds me of every mistake I've ever made in college, so thank you for that.
He's about to make every mistake you made in college.
Oh, sweetie, no he can't. Anyway.
Well, not all of them.
Oh, no, he can't. Anyway. Moving on down to Sinan.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sinan, playing Cywarp, I don't know if he's even a hero. I have mental abilities. I tend to get to read people's minds and manipulate them and their fears and shit. And not because I can't help it, okay? And my playbook is reformed, which I have a problem with. It says if I need to be reformed. I don't need to be reformed. Fuck you. You need to be reformed. Yeah.
Okay, Lae'zel. As I nearly kill Anna.
I'm trying to channel teenage angst and shit. So I feel like one of those weird old those actors in their 30s playing with 18-year-olds, which is literally
you are Euphoria.
Oh,
you're the entire cast of Euphoria.
No.
Anyway, I'm choking. I just spilled water down the front of my shirt. Things are going great.
Oh, well, save that for the paying
For the
viewers.
OnlyFans.
Also, we're getting word that Sinan's a little quieter. If you can bump his audio up a little bit.
Bump up the jam. All right.
What should I do?
I already did it. You're good.
No.
I did it on my end.
That's an Anna thing.
That's an Anna thing.
Sounds like you just need to scream into the mic.
Absolutely
I'm
not.
not quiet.
Well, he will. He'll get a noise complaint.
I know. That's why I had him lower.
You're quiet.
All right. Last but not least for this week, Rob.
That's me. I'm Robbie Rolling. You might know me from here or Game Oven fame. If you haven't, then you should check us out at Game Oven. But that doesn't matter right in this second, because what matters right now is that I'm playing Quincy Sparks, also known as Dev, the brain, the brain. Yeah,
The brain.
Exactly. And I will hopefully be more eloquent and smart when I portray Quincy than that.
No. As you can see, we are down one player this week. Our wonderful Ruby is at GDQ, being a super cool human being, so they are not with us this week. But there's also a story reason they're not with us this week, so plot. We're all good. So, quick backstory to this game. Some of you may be familiar with the title Hero Complex and maybe have seen us before playing Hero Complex. In 2020, what got us through the pandemic was playing a silly superhero game with silly superhero teenagers. Not Bees, though, because he hated us at the time and didn't want to play with us. But we decided to bring back Hero Complex. I missed all of these amazing people's faces. I missed this game. I missed the chaos and the joy that it brought me. So we brought Hero Complex back, except for this time, it's a little different, it's a little darker, it's a little more changed. Don't worry, you don't need to know anything about our past game to be able to know and understand what's going on in this game. However, if you have seen or been a part of our past game, you might get some Easter eggs. You want an egg? In the gameplay. So, as we all begin, we zoom in on New Atlantis, a city that was known for years to be wildly prosperous, a bustling metropolis where anything and everything you could want was right at your fingertips. And for the longest time, this was due to the large population of supers in this city. For every supervillain, there was 1 to 2 superheroes known throughout the land as great protectors. Anytime anyone needed anything, they would call upon superheroes, and the superheroes would answer. They would help from small things like getting cats out of trees to big things like fighting giant monsters, fighting off large-scale attacks that could potentially harm the city and its people. Unfortunately, about 50 years ago, tragedy struck. About 50 years ago, evil won. The brave group of supers who were sent to destroy Dissonance, a shadow creature from beyond our world, lost. Now, face the consequences of a world where evil has taken hold, and heroes are no longer trusted. We see as our characters file quietly into their homeroom of their high school. They all sit down at desks, cause some may be chatting with friends, some maybe heads down in their books, some may be sitting off in the corner trying not to be noticed. As everyone takes their seat, there's this uncomfortable air surrounding everything. There is this uncomfortable tension in the air. It's not necessarily named, but it doesn't necessarily have to be named either. You all know that this is Remembrance Day. This is the day, exactly, when our previous heroes fell. And when Jason, the Argonaut, turned on his fellow supers and killed them? We're not actually sure. History's a little fuzzy about what happened there. But all we know is Dissonance got to the Golden Child. Dissonance got to the one true super in all of New Atlantis. And everyone else fell. As you are all sitting there, you see the morning announcements pop up on the kind of screen that you all have. My light almost fell on me. Holy shit! Anyway, on the screen that pops down for morning announcements, there is a live view of a podium, a very official New Atlantis podium outside of the City Hall. This is probably going to be what it is every year, a speech about Remembrance Day. As you see, a very slim, like pencil-thin slim woman in the tightest tailored navy suit, a pin of New Atlantis on the lapel of her jacket. You can hear the clicking of her heels as she steps up onto this podium. As she does, you can see the camera kind of pan in closer to her as she clears her throat, looks down at some notes. My dear citizens of New Atlantis, today marks the 50th anniversary of the day we tragically lost 4 of New Atlantis' most promising young supers in a horrific betrayal to us all. The Argonaut, our city's sworn protector, and son of 3 protectors before him, turned on his compatriots and our citizens. Right before our very eyes, we watched as he slaughtered each and every one of them. Some may have forgotten the courage that the Fallen Four had that day, but they were aware of the dangers and they still pressed onward despite it. Today, we mourn their loss together as a city. And it is through that darkness that New Atlantis found light. We redefined what it meant for us to feel safe, to be protected. We recognize that we, the people, hold the ability to keep New Atlantis safe, and that we, the people, control our own fate. That we, the people, are the only ones with true power. No longer do we wait for supers to save us. No longer do we fear the day they will turn on us. I have always had great faith and respect for our SMS program. And what happened that day is a devastating reminder of the importance of that program. We, dear citizens, recognize the importance of transparency. We do not blindly trust those who could and have done us harm. We trust in our SMS program to keep us safe, and we hold each individual to be accountable for their actions so that no one person can have power over us all. Because that is what freedom is. And we wouldn't change it for a minute. And to the fallen, we will never forget your sacrifice. To the citizens listening today, we will continue to keep you safe. We will continue to give power to you, the people. As she finishes up, you can hear the clicks of news reporters taking photos, asking questions. Without a word, she stops, turns on a heel, and completely leaves the podium. Morning announcements go off for the rest of what things would be going on throughout the school, what lunch is, the talking about the upcoming play that they're doing in theater. Everyone kind of is muttering around each of you in your respective classrooms. Everyone clearly talking about the announcement that was just made. And it is very clear that every single one of your schoolmates is for the SMS program and is very against supers. Some people are spreading stories about how their dad got, kidnapped by a super when they were younger, and some saying that, and to you, you can tell immediately they're wildly exaggerated. They are like, and then a super tied my dad to the train tracks and let him get, run over. And then I saw a super running outside of the bank with a bag of money with a big money sign on it. Very clearly, these people have never seen supers because they don't exist anymore in New Atlantis. Or should I say they do exist, but they are heavily, heavily monitored. Now I leave it up to you, players. What is the first couple of actions or things you're going to do while this gentle murmuring is happening in your classes? I don't think any of you share a homeroom. I think you are all in different homerooms because you are varying different ages. But each homeroom is holding pretty much the same conversation. Murmurs about, what evil has heroes done and why this SMS system is great and how people have seen heroes out and about but they can't do jack shit now.
I think Quincy, this is first. Well, it's not his first day of school, but this is like what? How many? Like only a couple months into the school year,
Yeah.
right? So full on like freshman. But I like to imagine that maybe I was moved into like a sophomore homeroom because I'm in sophomore level classes.
Because you're a fucking nerd, yeah.
Yeah, like I tested out of freshman year, and so Quincy is not arguing any facts. I'm sorry, any opinions that there be, but is literally cannot help himself be like, well, that's not fully accurate. The SMS system is a monitoring. It actually doesn't. I just like fix it, like just correcting factual inaccuracies.
Gotcha. So you're not
Literally
only a
can't
nerd,
help
but
it.
you're the worst.
Literally, he just doesn't know how to not right now. It's just like, well, you see that incident is actually really well documented. Actually, it was very clearly a natural disaster that the super was nearby. In fact, the SMS was really helpful in that it showed exactly how far away and unimpactful that super's presence was. I mean, obviously, it didn't help a ton when they arrived. It caused a lot of panic, but
So you already are not popular because you're a freshman
Yeah.
who tested into sophomore. You are already not popular. You are not helping your situation. You can see that, like, these people were not talking to you. These people were having a conversation around you, and you decided to butt your head into these conversations. And it's one of those, like, there's a girl who sits in front of you. Her name is Tiffany. She has, like, really long blonde hair, and she just kind of, like, slowly turns and goes, "We weren't talking to you."
It just seemed it just seemed like kind of a more open dialogue. Just kinda
You
like
tend to
the
sit in
whole
the back of
homeroom.
class and are really quiet, and maybe you should keep to that. And she kind of, like, turns back to one of her friends and continues to talk.
Yeah, Quiz is gonna spend the next 15 minutes trying to think of a clever retort and
Okay.
fail.
Yeah, the rest of homeroom figuring a clever retort. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
What is everyone else doing to the people around them talking maybe some shit about some supers?
I didn't realize we were playing Monster Hearts, Anna.
I love you, I love Monster Hearts.
I think that so what you would see is 17-year-old young man, but he's large, like 6'4", well filled out in his like musculature. Short,
Beefcake.
short, just like well groomed, dark hair. Currently reading a tabloid magazine.
Love it.
On it, you see the Daily Chews across it, and just like a headline about something that happened very recently with some supers. But as more people are kind of like making up stories about, you know, the supers they've had contact with, I think that there would just be a moment of just like polite folding down of the magazine and just like setting it down and just gently saying, you know, we don't actually have to make up stories to be popular. Supers are extremely rare out in the wild, and there's certainly, I don't think, you know, pulling Snidely Whiplash level personal crimes against you. You're more than a good enough person. No need to over embellish.
I hate him too. Do I just hate everyone's character? Am I just gonna hate everyone? It's okay, I'll make things easier when I want to destroy you all. The people around you, you are pretty damn popular. Some people love you, some people hate you. You're kind of right on that polarizing spot of, like, you are loved by people who really love, like, positivity and who really love, like, looking on the bright side of things, and you are hated by anyone who has ever had a moment of depression in their life. You are absolutely despised by anyone who has ever been upset about something, because you're like, oh my god, look at the bright side, and you're like, stop it. So your little posse of people around you, I wouldn't call it like a posse necessarily, but you have like 5 or 6 really close individuals who like sit with you in classes and things like that. And they listen. They are like, you know what? You're right. This isn't fair of us. And they kind of pull into themselves and are a little more introspective. There's a little bit of like still side chit chat. Every so often something snide will be said, but then they'll like catch themselves and like look at you really quick as though like waiting for confirmation. However,
every time it happens, I like give them a side eye of just like, now.
You're not
We
mad,
know
you're just
better.
disappointed.
Exactly.
And you know, they are trying really their best to kind of keep on the up and up and talk maybe not necessarily positive about supers, but more so like, well, we just don't understand what happened. It was so long ago. Like, all we're hearing is like hearsay and gossip, and that's not really fair. There is one girl who absolutely despises you. She is like the resident goth kid. She is like in all black, like she has the like black mesh long shirt under her like black normal t-shirt. She's got black lipstick, really dark makeup. She looks like me currently. And piercings up the wazoo. She doesn't sit anywhere near you, but anytime you talk, it's like she has the unnatural ability to hear you and get automatically pissed off. So, like, as you're talking to these friends, you can just see, like, her hand is, like, gripped against the front of her desk, and she, like, turns and looks at you, just staring daggers. She doesn't say anything necessarily, but she is not happy with what you are saying.
I think I pretty easily clock the rage coming off of this person, and I just look, I smile beatifically and just say, "What's her name?"
Aspen.
Aspen. Aspen, my dear, if you continue scowling, your face might get stuck that way. Is there something you wish to say?
I just don't think it's very fair that you are protecting supers when they've done so much damage.
I'm not trying to protect anyone, Aspen.
Sure sounds
I'm
like it.
merely trying to add a little bit of clarity and nuance to this particular conversation. No need to make up false stories. If everyone believes supers are bad, we'll just simply let the facts stand. We don't have to let our emotions run wild, do we?
She kind of like grits her teeth. You can almost hear it squeaking as her teeth are like rubbing against themselves. As she looks at you and goes, "Some of us have had a very strong impact by supers in our lives."
Is it Khan? Sanan?
Yeah, Khan.
Cool. Khan, what you feel is just an overwhelming rage from somewhere in this school. Like,
Oh, okay. Ooh.
just like just hits off on the radar as he just smiles and says,
Ooh.
"I'm very sorry about any loss or pain that you may have suffered at the hands of supers, but that certainly does not excuse any of us adding fuel to that painful fire within you."
Who's to say they weren't telling the truth?
I think we can all easily see when some of us might be spinning a yarn.
As this kind of ping of aggression hits Khan, we're gonna jump over to Khan in class. You might have been listening to some of the conversation, but it is like an overwhelming gut punch, and you can signal and feel exactly where that anger is coming from, and you know it is exactly what room it is in.
I was gonna say I'm like so disinterested on all of this that I was like asleep. I was like trying to tune out everything, and then suddenly like that hits me, and I go, "Oh, fuck," and then wake up, and then start to pay attention to what's happening around me. And I guess what I would do is I first listen. Um and I try to read like I listen to people who are making everything about themselves and like, oh my, this happened to me and my parents, and I try to also read their minds and like try to figure out who's really bullshitting. And at one point when I find my target, I start to like snicker very loudly, and when I catch everyone's attention, I just go, oh, I mean, yeah, I did read about that event, and I probably would be something that if this was a recent thing that involved heroes, I might have had first-hand experience on what was happening. Maybe not like there, but at least was
Knowledge.
working in the sidelines, maybe as an intern, at least. I don't know. So like I would give all the information I do know about it, that contradict everything they said, kind of similar to what Dev was doing.
Yeah.
Then also read their minds and figure out what their parents were actually doing, and then like pretend like I made that shit up. Be like, I mean, I don't know. I bet your parents were actually just stuck in the bathroom in the grocery store while what was happening and heard an explosion. Really, and like you gonna use the shock in their face as a, oh wait, did I actually get that right? Fuck. And then be
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, but like, was drama club not enough attention for you, or like sports was not enough attention for you that you need to do this like national tragedy about yourself too? Like seriously, like you're that self-involved, that narcissistic?
Jeez.
Please give me a fucking break.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Okay.
I think one of the jocks, one of like the football stars, was talking about how his parents consistently told the story, specifically his dad, consistently told the story about how, you know, he was working in his penthouse suite and then all of a sudden there was like an explosion in the whole building, like shook and there was just screaming and terror, and he looked out the window and it was a superhero who had like this evil look into their eyes, like almost like their eyes had glazed over black, and was like going on like a super villain monologue like while they're destroying the city. And what you clock is that, yeah, they did hear an explosion. They don't know where the dad's explosion was. The son does know that instead the dad was having an affair. So that is the knowledge that you own, that you could simply give to this jock if you wish.
Oh, I do. I
Okay.
definitely do.
Just the like sheer panic and like, and then like to the bathroom.
I'll be like, that wasn't even fucking there. Like that hero wasn't even in that location, close to your parents' place. I bet that was a fucking your dad was fucking the secretary. Jesus, fuck off.
And you're just gonna
And
bathroom.
and I might even, if I know anyone else in this classroom that actually had a brush in with like a hero who went through some kind of a situation, I assume there might be someone who actually had a negative experience.
The only one in the school that you know of is Aspen.
Oh, and they're not in this classroom.
Not in your class, no.
Never mind then. I was gonna be like, well, so and so actually bumped into a shockwave when so attacked the city. Do you see them complaining? No.
She is,
Fuck
but yeah.
never mind.
She is. But yeah, okay. So yeah, automatically starting to use our powers for evil. I love it. I'm here for it. Over to Ash. My quiet little plant boy. Do you even care?
Hello.
Do you even care what's going on around you?
No.
Okay. Cool.
Ash is, well, let me describe Ash as the camera pans over to this young man with dreads looking down at a notebook that he's frantically scribbling in. This is Ash Forrest, who is 16. He's about 5'6", and about 52% of that is legs. He is a skinny, tall, lanky boy with glasses, broad shoulders, and dreads down to about his ears. He's wearing right now just a baggy t-shirt and just really ridiculously pocketed cargo shorts. Like they're just pockets on pockets with pockets
Sure.
inside of pockets on pockets. Like Exhibit got a hold of these pants, these shorts before he got them.
Love it.
And so he has those on, and like the camera zooms out a little bit, sees underneath the desk, his left leg is just shaking as he's focused on writing, and like he's just kind of mumbling to himself quietly. And you see he's got white socks, and he's got like these not name brand but very sturdy boots on. They're black, and they're not like fully tied. They're just kind of tight enough to stay on, but not enough to like if he has to run, there's a little problem.
Good thing he doesn't
But
run.
he's just yeah. He sits there and he's just like he writes something down, mumbles to himself, chews on his pencil, and then rinse and repeat like over and over. And if the camera pans over a little bit over the notebook, you'll see that he's writing out like a schedule for botany, for the botany club, about like what plants need to move where, who needs to be fed what, when, why. It also lists in like the side panels a bunch of different competitions coming up, and like which ones he's going to be able to go to in person, which one they have to send off like pictures and video essays for, and just things like that. He's just completely lost in his own world. He'll hear people, like especially if they start laughing, or somebody will do a gasp at a story that someone told about these evil supers. Like he'll look over real quick and then just kind of be like, oh well, no, it's just something dumb. Like in his head he's just like, no, it's just dumb stuff, I'm ignoring that, and gets back to his stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much what he's doing. He keeps putting his hand in his left side, I want to say third from the bottom pocket.
Keep track of that. I'm gonna make sure you know.
Yep, left side third from the bottom pocket, and he just keeps like he puts his hand in there, and no, there's like okay, on the front of these shorts there are 2 big pockets.
Okay.
On the side there are 4 pockets going down about like small, and then on the back there are 2 medium pockets. So
What about the
he's
crotch
got-
area?
yeah.
The inner thigh? Are there pockets in the inner thigh?
no,
Okay.
no, there are no
Don't be
crotch
ridiculous.
pockets, not on
Okay.
these. Yeah, no, that's just crazy talk.
Sorry, my
Um,
bad.
Just carry a handbag. Shit.
Whoa. Then
He
everything
does.
gets jumbled up. Yeah, I just wear it.
There's nothing
So
in it.
he just like pops his hand in there, like fiddles around, and then back out and keeps doing stuff. So that's pretty much what he's doing right now, just ignoring everyone.
As you all are going about your individual statements in class, there's a knock on each of your respective homeroom doors. There are several members of the hall monitors who think they are significantly better than everyone else, with a little letter about this big, addressed to each of you. They kind of walk in and they're like, hey, sorry, insert respective teacher's name here. I have a letter for insert your respective name here. I was delivered in the office. It's from their parents. And so they go and they give you all the letters. Yes, parents. Yes, Marquise?
No. Again, Con. Massive spike in rage.
You get that spike of rage, and then at the same time you get the polar opposite, just a massive spike in depression.
Love it. As you are all
I have
presenting,
very normal feelings about my parents.
I have average
They're neat.
feelings.
They're neat.
I'm indifferent, I think.
But as you all get these little letters, you open them up. I assume some of you hiding them. I don't know how nonchalantly you open up these letters. But it is a letter from the underground saying to get your ass to the underground at lunch. Like, without any hesitation. Whoever wrote it, you can tell was mad. The handwriting is really scratched and like aggressive. You can see where the pen is like almost indented into the paper because of the like level of pressure that was written into this piece of paper. But you now have orders to head to the underground during lunch.
I would like to say that I didn't read the note because I thought it was kind of possibly a rude, like a mean joke, because I don't have parents. So they're like, yeah, this is from your parents. So I was like, oh.
You're like, oh, someone's
So
pranking
he just
me.
kind of like, he just like shoved it in his in one of his mini pockets.
Cool.
So,
So you
he's
don't
probably
know.
he's probably gonna read it right before lunch. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. Shit. Fuck. Shit. Balls. Fuck. Shit. Yeah. Does anyone want to do anything in school before we transition to lunch?
I feel like I should describe Quincy because I completely forgot to give any description.
Yeah, go ahead.
Con too.
Yeah, and Con.
Yeah. So Quincy is a small boy.
Teeny tiny
I mean,
baby.
so he's only 14. But he's like maybe 90 pounds, 5'2", like short, not even over 5'6". Wearing cargo pants with less pockets. Ash still has him beat there, but what the distinctive factor is has like a almost like it's not quite a hiking backpack, but it's pretty close, like a massive book bag that he carries around with him at all times that looks like a little cyberpunk. It's got probably a couple little like gadgets, like it's clearly not just a backpack. He's clearly like probably added some things to it or something, but it's definitely got him made fun of because it is so big compared
that's
to a
why you're
normal
made fun of.
backpack. Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason. But yeah, very like very much most people when they look at this kid would be like, you're probably still in middle school. Like he has not hit any kind of growth spurts in any way.
Lack
He
of
is
puberty.
real baby.
Sinan,
The lack of puberty.
you wanna describe Khan as well, since we've been there?
Yeah, I guess yeah, Khan, he's uh sort of an average to a little bit tall and average height. Um kind of is wearing his outfit does kind of emanate sort of teenage angst, kind of. He's just kind of, he does look perpetually a little pissed off at the world. Uh, and also, you can see from like, he like it seems like he has had a couple of times like different political outlooks at different times and has changed his mind as you see like in whatever things he's word like little messages and then the like scratched off or with a Sharpie or something and like something else written on it.
I love
And
it.
he probably was like, fuck it, it looks punk, whatever. Well, it'll work. And yeah, he also has phones with him all the time that he uses a lot. You can usually hear very loud music coming from it when he especially wants to tune everyone out. Like the sounds that are coming up. So he does listen to like heavy metal-esque music sometimes, so that it's like loud and like okay, cool, I can. But then and people mistakenly think that's why he's always pissed off, because he's just hearing music about like everything's fucked. But yeah, I am actually not telling myself in high school. Damn, I didn't even realize that. Damn.
Okay.
Also, I love the idea of like one of those classic like punk jackets with all the patches, but all the patches have been taken off and
Yeah, they're
resewn back
like
on.
they've got ripped off and then something else sewn on top. Or sometimes it's just like it yeah, like covered with a Sharpie, like wrote something else on
Like
top
duct
of it.
tape over.
Yeah, you can kind of glimpse like anti-hero sentimenty things there. If you know your anti-hero memorabilia, you can like spot one or two there that he's like went to great extents to cover it up now. Uh, they maybe one that he did try to rip, but then realized it was going to damage the jacket too much that he like decided to
Never mind.
scribble on it or something. But instead of doing it like neatly, he was like angry one day and was like, "Damn it!"
Never mind.
Oh,
I love
yeah, and it's like Middle Easterny Turkish. Yeah, pick the Turkish name. Figured to play Turkish character for once. From who? Yeah, it's
that. Love it.
all I can think of now.
I love our little ball of teenage angst.
He does put his feet on the desk a lot.
Of course he does.
While sleeping.
Disrespectful.
And
Disrespect.
when as if he like has bad manners, he just does the what look at them without saying what. Yeah, I guess.
Beautiful.
And when he looks at the note, he sighs and thinks, "Don't these fucking assholes think we have a cover to keep up? Like really? Oh, 5 of us are gonna disappear on lunch. They're no one's gonna ask questions. Fucking amateurs, damn."
So as we kind of go through the first half of the day, it's that consistent talk throughout the day. It's anti-super rhetoric, pro-Aegis rhetoric, pro-SMS system rhetoric. It is consistent throughout the day. There are a couple of other, like, I don't call them assemblies, but like things over the PA system about like remembrance, and things over the PA system about the SMS system, and little like that's all of your history lessons about this fabled day, and everything. It is really heavy-handed today. It's like not as heavy-handed normally. It's still there, it's still prevalent around you in your everyday life, but like today of all days, it is prevalent and in front of your face and shoved down your throats. With that being said, the bell rings for lunch. Is everyone going to the underground? Are people ignoring what is being asked of them? What's the thought?
I will go.
Disregard a request from an authority figure?
Quincy would
could
never. Yeah.
I will go assuming it's very important and can't wait, because no way they will call us in the middle of lunch and school on such an important day when we need to be here to save fucking face.
To be fair, your school does allow you off campus for lunch. So, being able to step outside off campus, you would be allowed to hide pretty easily.
What is this like?
It's a
lot being-
bougie high school.
Sorry, I'm just.
It's the realm of fantasy,
But
Marquise.
To be fair,
wouldn't
I
people
was
want
used
us
to
to be in school and be like, fuck yeah, fuck heroes or shit? No?
I mean, probably.
I think Ash completely forgot about the note and then like goes to start putting up stuff in his locker for lunch and goes, "Oh shit, that's right." And, like looks at it and like, "All right, let's get the joke over with." Opens it up and goes, "Oh shit. Oh and like like just tosses his shit in the locker, slams it, locks it and just hauls ass."
So you all know you are not allowed in the underground without being in full superhero garb. It is one of the explicit rules written, told to you. It has been stated for several reasons. One, if anyone sees you going down into the underground as a super, they will only recognize your super identity and not be able to make a connection to your real identity. Two, they don't want you forming relationships outside of your super team with your super team members. They want it to remain, for whatever reason, it has been chalked up to the failure of the previous team 50 years ago, is that they were too involved with each other outside of team, and it became a distraction, let's say. And that was what was kind of the hole in the armor, if you will, that led to the downfall of the previous team. So they are like, nope, you know each other by your super names, you know each other by your super identities, and will never know each other outside of this space. As you make your way down to the underground, there are 3 to 4 different ways.
I was just gonna say, yet I feel anger coming from one source constantly in and outside of Suits.
You don't technically know who it is, you just know they're in your school.
And in my team, right?
Yeah. You know,
Or-
there is a member of your team in your
yeah,
school,
never
or a
mind.
couple
Yes,
in your
makes
school,
sense.
yeah.
No way.
You can make the connection because obviously you can feel it, and you're like, that feels like Mr. Brightside's anger. But you haven't made the connection yet of Mr. Brightside is Jace. But there are 4 to 5 different entrances into the underground, and it is called the underground quite literally because it is underground. Welcome to the sewers, everyone. It smells like shit. It is the sewers of a large city. Rats, shit. It is dirty, dusty, grimy, gross down here. A makeshift kind of super center has been made in the underground. There is what looked to be like an old storage room or something for people when they were doing construction down on the sewers, where they held all of the stuff. That has been completely cleared out and is now upgraded. There's a couple of like computers. They all look like early 2000s Macs. There is like some punching bags, some training dummies. There's a lot of books on like the history of supers. There is a lot of superhero memorabilia down there. This is your space. This is the one place where you can safely be a super without the risk of getting caught. The adults supers that you are training from don't quite have the same luxury. The SMS system or the watches that all adults wear track everyone's move and everyone's power output. And if something raises above a normal human's ability, that is triggered and Aegis comes and has a little visit. Nothing nefarious in any way, shape, or form. So, as you all make your way down, we'll start with the 3 of you who actually made it on time. As you make your way down into the underground, you are welcomed, I would say, coldly, by the 2 adult supers who tend to be your point people. These are not supers who were around at the time of the fall, these are not supers who they're kind of like transfer students. They were super somewhere else and came to New Atlantis when shit went down. They are not known to Aegis as supers. They do still have the watch because they are an adult in New Atlantis, but they have never once used their powers to signal the watch. They, to their knowledge, to Aegis's knowledge, they are just regular humans. It is a woman who is like 6'8" Amazonian woman, like Barbie doll proportions, and then a tiny little man, like 4'11". Like we're thinking comic book opposites: short, stout little man, super tall, thin Amazonian woman, and those are your two. Those are your two mentors.
Wonder Woman and the Penguin. Got it.
Pretty much. Yes, the two genders. Yes, Rob. As the three of you walk in, the woman, who is clearly more in charge of the situation, looks at the three of you and goes, "Good, you got my letter." And then looks, scans, and is like, "And Sage is where?"
I will, as a reminder, I made little like ear contacts that we can have at all times and are anonymous to each other, so it'll like blank out voices so we can't tell. Like we can tell who it is, but we aren't gonna be like, "We know that voice from school." Whoop whoop. Sage, any ETA on the very important emergency meeting?
Yep. I'm on my way. I had a little a little snafu. Definitely like a couple minutes out. I just entered the sewer. I should be there soon. Yeah. See you soon. All right, bye.
Should be here in just a couple minutes.
Maybe he's being too smart and figured out that we probably might be being watched, and all of us suddenly disappearing, going to a similar area all at the same time might be the wrong idea. And maybe he's just thinking ahead more than the rest of us.
I feel like you're giving everyone a little too much credit. The world is not watching us at every single second to make certain where we are. Sometimes people just go away and come back. If we have not given them a reason to be suspicious, there's no reason to them to suspect us.
Yeah, no reason to be suspicious. As she
That
kind of looks
tone.
over the three of you.
Don't you think all of us disappearing and remember and stay from school right around lunch is reason to be suspicious?
Well, I
You know
don't
how these assholes gossip all the time? Seriously. And that's like 20% of the shit they think. I should know.
And I think at that point you just get like a little blip of just like coldness coming from Mr. Brightside, of just like, stop reading my mind. Stop reading my mind.
I can't help it, okay?
The woman before you, her super name is Queen Bee. She has the ability to create neurotoxins, kind of like a bee. So as she stands before you, she like looks down at her watch, which is also a normal watch, kind of checking the time. "Well, when Sage returns, we'll make this quick, but I assume you all know why I called you down here."
So just so for those who are watching know, the transition into superhero-ness. So yeah, there's just like this white and gold suit that he has on. It is ostentatious to the max, but the biggest change are his eyes are now a different color, whereas they would be dark brown. They are now golden colored, and his hair has grown longer and is the color of the radiant sun, as just a bit of a flickering of his hair. Just like, I think I might know what you might want to refer to.
I would hope so. I would say at that time, Sage comes like, I'm gonna say one of the ways to get into the underground is fully a ladder, and I think Sage, you like come down a couple of rungs and then totally miss a foot and just splat onto the ground. You're muted, by the way. You just
You muted yourself right as you started talking.
Lord Jesus.
Proud of you.
I'm a professional, I
Mhm.
swear.
Uh,
Yeah, I think it's that perfect scene where it's like that tension, and then like that 2 seconds of silence, and you just hear.
The like
I'm
on
okay.
on the panel, it's just going across like 6 or 7 of the panels
And
as
then
you
Dev is
fall
like-
and splat.
Ta-da!
Like as the panels go, the font gets bigger and bigger as he's getting
Yeah.
closer to hitting the ground. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Beautiful.
Only 113 seconds late.
Glad you could join us,
Sorry.
Sage.
Yep. Sorry.
Do you care to enlighten me on what occurred during your first mission out?
I believe we completed the mission, right?
Yeah, we definitely
Yep.
completed everything
Yeah.
we were assigned to do.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You know.
And a little
Checklist.
Looking
extra?
optimistically. Well,
Go above and beyond, right?
I do recall that being one of the explicit instructions to not go above and beyond.
No.
You would be
Remember that was-
correct.
Actually, I think that was the first mission, and then the other stuff was
Secondary.
after that.
Oh,
So
We lost controls of our powers and blew up and made a big tree in the middle of the fucking city and probably disrupted the subway system, making a bunch of people miss work and probably got a lot of people fired.
Thank you, Cywarp. Whose
You're
tree
welcome.
was it? As she like turns directly to Sage.
Well, it could have been any one of us.
I
could've-
mean,
Any one of
could
your
you-
trees.
Could you describe? I mean, there's a lot of trees in this city, so I mean, it could,
The large
be
redwood that is in the middle of 3rd Avenue.
Slow hand to reassure Sage on the back, just starts rubbing him in circular
Well,
motion.
Aren't there like, sorry,
To
go
be
ahead.
fair to our plant creating friend over here, there was some trouble that required a bit more greater exercise of power. I hadn't realized that I would need to be more careful in how much I supercharge his abilities with my own. Photosynthesis apparently is a very delicate matter.
Aren't there like also 4 plant using enforcers in Aegis? Maybe it was one of them, quickly there. I mean, could have happened.
You can see like the tension in her jaw as you're bringing up other members in Aegis who have plant abilities. I am almost positive it wasn't one of them.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't. You know that, right?
Cywarp just like, I mean, you just get the like confusion. Just like, wait, how does he
Yeah,
know that
but-
specifically?
I'm very sorry, ma'am. My calculations on interpower
You
contact.
all
are-
understand how much danger you put not only yourselves, but the entirety of the superpopulation. You understand how much danger you put us all in.
Hey, Anna.
Yeah.
Can I unleash my power?
Oh God!
Sure.
Not what I was expecting you to be like. Hey,
Can
what
I
influence are you having?
I was gonna be like,
What
oh, can I, appear under the mask or something? You want to unleash your pie? Sure, sweetie pie.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
I literally, all I want to do is just constantly pump out a light, like jasmine lavender smell, like to
Comfort.
calm everyone down.
I love it. Go ahead.
So that's what
I'm
it's
sorry.
like.
Hold on.
Do we
Are
need
you
to roll for
releasing
that though?
pheromones or like actual like the whatever flowers released to make
Smell of a flower.
smell?
Yeah,
What's
because if you're just
happening?
making smell, I don't even think you need to roll for that.
Okay, yeah, I just want I don't think he's trying to like actually manipulate anyone.
Then
I
no,
think
you don't
he's
need to
just
roll.
at this point just like freaking out, being chastised, and so it's
Is that
kind of
his
like in
defense mechanism?
cartoons. Yes, in like cartoons, like they yell at an octopus and the octopus inks. That's what he's doing. He's just like letting out calming smells. Just
Oh, interesting. During during the mission, it was more like spices than
Oh,
the-
that's a lot, buddy.
must be
Let's
different
just
stress responses.
try to reel
I'm
that
sorry.
in.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I get nervous. When I get nervous, I do the spell.
I know.
I'm sorry. When I get nervous, I trying
Mhm.
to calm the situation. I'm sorry. And like just tightens his body, like tenses up, trying to like stop it.
It just because that rubbing is just there, just like you just feel something like the warmth of the sun on your back. Just like it's gonna be okay if we breathe. That will stop, and I'll get out of this Yankee Candle store. Yes, ma'am, I do understand, and the team looks at everyone meaningfully, understands that was the wrong thing to do. However, if Marquise remembers correctly,
Yes.
there was someone in danger that we were saving. Is
Yes.
that what happened?
Correct.
Thank you. There was someone in need of help, and yes, it is easy to say that we should have left them in danger, but
Correct.
as trying to be heroes, sometimes
You aren't heroes. Not yet. You aren't. That's why you're here. You don't have the ability to make the executive decisions that a hero can make. You made a dumb decision. You know that, right?
I'm gonna accept what they say instead of rejecting their influence. How
Yeah.
would you like me to shift my
oh
labels?
yeah, 100% is gonna
Um,
reject it.
Okay, so yeah, are we all rejecting or accepting said influence from an adult?
Accepting.
Okay, one accept, one accept,
rejecting.
two rejects. Okay, let me grab my
Fuck,
little...
when are we gonna be heroes then? We're literally enough powers where we got like times, again, gotta do shit.
Okay, where is the... I'm
So
looking at the
I
thing.
got you. So when you're
Shifting
rejecting someone
labels.
influence, you just roll 2d6. It's just a
Okay,
straight roll.
those of you who are rejecting influence, roll 2d6. 5?
That's
Ooh.
a failure for
That's a
me.
failure,
and I
sweetie
get a
pie.
condition!
Uh,
Oh, sorry. I was sorry. I get a condition if something else happens, but I also get experience.
You do get experience.
I got a 6.
Also a
Do I
failure.
get pluses or
You-
something in any
You
way?
get experience, yeah.
You get
Yeah,
experience.
Potential.
Yeah, or potential. So you both get a condition as well,
Yep.
because you failed to
Reject.
reject influence. I
Starting
think,
off right.
yeah. Oh, I think insecure for both of you.
Okay. I could just write this on.
Actually,
Okay.
no. I think insecure for Brightside and angry for Cywarp. I think those are more fitting for both of them. Cywarp is a little more experienced in the world of supers than most people know, so being told that you don't have the authority or the ability is probably angering to you, but for Brightside, it is insecurity. Remember, you can clear those conditions either by rolling to clear the condition, doing certain actions, or you can take an action that is opposite to that condition and get it removed. So for anger, it is hurt someone or break something important, and for insecure, it is to take a foolhardy action without talking to your team, or if someone comforts or supports you later on.
And then, wonderful GM,
Yeah.
since we all are getting our label shifted, because 2 of us accepted it and 2 of us failed to
Everyone gets a
reject
label
it,
shift, yeah. Hold on, let
Yep.
me look at everyone's labels now. God.
it
Making me...
sounds like, to me, she wants to shift our danger up and our savior down.
Yes, that actually sounds perfect, thank you. Actually, no.
Mundane up, danger down?
Mundane up. They don't. I would say mundane up, savior down.
Okay.
Oh shit, -2 savior. Fuck everyone else.
I
Yeah,
have a
everyone
0
move
in
your-
all but 1 stat.
Mundane up and your savior down. Cool. So that ended really well for all of you, I'm sure.
Yeah, so in response to that, just be like, well, I think I speak on behalf of the team when I say I'm very sorry, ma'am. We obviously, this wasn't what we had planned in the ideal state, but we hope that we can learn from this experience. This is data. This is lessons, which is part of what this is all about. And we certainly, I certainly don't want to recreate this talk, so I'm sure we'll all do our best to
Listen,
be more optimal.
you are all very talented. You are all capable of greatness. You don't know how to use your powers in that way yet. You're a bunch of teenagers who have extraordinary gifts, and that is terrifying for most of us to know that the fate of us rests in the hands of hormonal, angsty teenagers. So please, I am imploring, when you come into a situation that feels over your head, or that you need to overexert yourself or your powers, leave the situation.
I roll my eyes in such a like a cartoonish way that it's like hard to not see.
Just he's working his jaw, but he can't find the right word, so he just nods.
Underneath the helmet, such a little puppy dog, like you like yelled at a puppy dog, like, so sorry.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Hmm.
Anything else before I let you return to school?
I would say that Cywarp gets a massive hit, just a wave of just like sadness, kind of depression, like spiraling.
What they-
Are
Not just
we-
a ping, like it's just like a whoosh wave. Just, oh damn, kind of.
Are we are we expelled, ma'am? Are we still part of the program?
Oh, are we fired? Oh no! Oh no! No!
Yeah.
No! 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 I'm
We're
like
not.
the smell just starts just pumping out.
Hmm.
There's a little bit of orange in there now.
He's just choking.
No, you are not. Could you... We lowered the levels of the scent that is currently coming from...
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's burning my eyes.
We're gonna need to get ventilation in here.
It's hard. We're in the sewer.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
We can work
sorry.
on that.
I'm
think-
sorry. But like, I just gotta say, like, seriously, I get it. We're young, and I'm sorry you got the cards dealt to you that you got to train a bunch of angsty teenagers. Oh, but we don't got much time for you to train us to be heroes. And if my history lessons were correct, a lot of adult heroes made the same fucking mistake, which is why we're at this situation now where heroes are banned, because there were a lot of fucking collateral damage, even with people who got their emotions in check. So how is you just making all of us teenagers who are already kind of fucking insecure more insecure about our powers, really helping on us doing anything until we turn 18 and these watches get us up forever? So do you got a plan for us to help us control our powers? Or if not, what do we do?
Cywarp, how tall are you?
Like a little above average.
So like 5'7", 5'8"?
Yeah, 5'8", 5'9", something like that.
Okay. So I think just like very fast. He doesn't walk. It's the underground and it's gross. His boots do not touch this floor ever. He's just always hovering. But it is just in a flash he moves in front of you. And I would like to roll to comfort somebody.
All right, you want to roll the comforter support? Love
Yeah.
I don't need fucking comforting.
it. You do, sweetheart. Go ahead and roll plus mundane.
Yeah.
And remember, if you've influence over Cywarp,
Oh
you'll
yeah,
get a
I
+1.
don't know if
I don't think I have
I don't think Brightside
influence.
has influence over him.
I technically
Here we
don't
go.
have influence over anyone, I don't think. I feel like I
don't
should.
remember.
Gotta go
I can
steal
check.
some
I'll have to
Limp
check.
Bizkit.
I'll have to check.
Uh,
Because I didn't keep it in my notes. But I got an 8 on the die. So even if I had
Partial
influence,
success.
it'd still be partial success.
yeah. So
And so like what ends up happening is just two large hands like hit on your shoulders. And he just like looks you dead in the eye, and he just says, "You." They are trying their best. They are trying their best. And the unfortunate situation is, we also have to remember that the last time teenagers didn't get the job done correctly, a whole bunch of people had to start getting collared. Points back at them because we don't have one. We don't have watches yet. They're
Nope.
for 18-year-olds and up. I have less than a year before that is my fate. I want to desperately avoid it. But it also means that sometimes we'll have to be able to admit that we were wrong, or that we have to slow down. I get how passionate you are about this, Cywarp. I get that this means a lot to you. But you don't have to take this out on the rest of us, or them. That passion is good. Hold on to it. It will serve you well.
Because
Just-
it was a partial success, Sinan, you can get rid of angry.
You can either mark potential, clear a condition, or shift your labels.
That's true. Technically, you don't have to get rid of angry.
Yes.
Well, it is conditional on if Cywarp opens up to Mr. Brightside.
True.
Yes.
So I
Oh,
guess the
yeah.
first question is, Sinan,
If you-
do you hear
What-
Mr.
what-
Brightside? Do you hear and
Let's worry about what you
taking...
say back, and then we'll.
What is the alternative?
You could just straight up.
If you just go
say
tell him
no.
to fuck himself, like, nothing changes.
I mean, I want to hear it. However, I can I know all the anger that Mr. Brightside feels, so this feels a little
I mean, you don't know if he's angry right now.
hypocritical. I'm like sometimes even thinking like, this, am I angry because I'm next to you? But
What does he say back?
I guess what I'll say is
You want to pierce my mask, baby?
You could, if you wanted to
Actually-
return with a Pierce the Veil.
I actually have a pierce the mask ability, but
Come
or an ability that
on,
would help
come
it.
on.
Now, but I just want to say I think it works on villains though. Mr. Brightside, I mean, when I'm next to you, it's all fucking anger. So I think you're full of shit, but like, I can't deny that even full of shit, you said something that made sense. So, yeah, whatever. I guess we'll be more careful so we can do more. Yeah, whatever. I guess
Okay.
you're right. And you're right. The
So you are-
beekeeper, or whatever bee ability you had, or whatever person.
So you are accepting what Mr. Brightside said. Asterisks, I think? So you can either, what is it, take one forward, clear a condition, or what was the last option? I don't remember.
Shift labels.
Shift labels.
I'm no longer angry.
Okay.
Need to now
Cleared angry.
listen to some new metal to get back into the fucking angry mode.
So she kind of looks at Mr. Brightside like a thankful nod in your direction, and then turns over to Dev. How is Kit doing?
They're good. Actually, them not being here is more a good help with our cover. So they'll be just fine. I've followed up and made sure that there are no complications.
Nods, appreciative. She kind of looks over the four of you again with, like, it's like this kind of melancholy air. She's like, she really wants to like you all. She really does. But she was also given the short end of the stick, being one of maybe two heroes that Aegis doesn't know about and has to deal with children, when she did not ask to have to deal with children. So it's one of these, like, okay. Maybe like a high school teacher at the end of their rope. kind of an air. But as she looks over the four of you, I have another small mission for you all this evening. Try things again. Hopefully, looks back at Sage, things will go better this time?
Absolutely.
I'll see you this evening. As she kind of heads off with the short man, who you all know, his name is Scuttle, or his super name is Scuttle. You want to know what his superpower is? He can turn into bugs, like swarms of bugs. So his name is Scuttle, and he can just turn into swarms of bugs. Really fucking gross. Stupid superpower. But here he is. So as Queen Bee and Scuttle head off out, they kind of go a separate way. Again, there's 4 or 5 entrances, and the kind of rule is take different exits than you did entrances and try and split yourself up as much as possible. You see that she was in normal clothes, like she was in regular human clothes. She wasn't in her, super outfit in any way, shape, or form, because she probably doesn't have it anymore. But they head their separate ways, and it is just the 4 of you left alone in this room.
Mr. Brightside like floats over to Sage on the floor and just like under the armpits
Scoop.
picks him up to set him on his feet. And just like dusts him off.
Are we feeling a little better?
You see, while he was down, like as you pick him up, he was cradling something, and it's a little like aloe vera plant that he grew that was helping
In that
to.
moment,
Yeah,
You just grew an
yeah,
aloe
he just
vera
grew
plant?
it. Yeah,
Love it.
and it was just he was using it to like well, I mean not right then, but while after the last big smell explosion, he grew that to like help absorb the smell, and so he's just been sitting there kind of holding it, just sitting there like rocking it back and forth slightly in his hands.
like hand on the head situation. Try to get your attention. Do we need something else?
No, no.
Do you need drugs?
No. I'm fine. I am good. Yeah, no. Ready for the mission tonight.
You do not look or sound ready, and that's okay, friend. It's okay to feel sad sometimes, to feel disappointed. It doesn't mean, my friend, that you are a disappointment. We took a risk together, and we helped someone. Yes, we certainly made things more dangerous for ourselves and for our colleagues, but we did help someone. Yes, we also caused millions of dollars worth of property damage, but we did help someone.
So, I know I don't know how much you get from this, but I know Cywarp gets just a fucking roller coaster because I was all like, oh god, oh god, oh god, and then you talked Sage down, and Sage is starting to calm down, so it's starting to be a feeling of relief just washing about, and then you were like, yeah, we did cause millions in damage, and that immediately dissipates, and just stress spikes through the roof.
Well, to be fair, they're probably not even halfway through their budget for the year. I mean, the city allocates funds for super related accidents, so
Again, just like another
look,
look of like, how the fuck do you know this?
my friend, you try to help someone, didn't do anything any of the heroes of the past or whatever didn't do. Unfortunately, is why we're in this situation, and at least you fucking care. Which is not what you can say about half of people with your abilities. So
Cywarp, you get a little beep beep on your wristwatch from the familiar face, the Golden Prophet.
Oh shit!
Y-
Wait, what was she to me?
She's
Like a
your super
mentor?
mentor. Once you left Aegis, she helped show you the negative ways of Aegis.
Oh, okay.
You get a little beep beep.
And we were close, right? Okay. Yeah. What?
Where are
Hi.
you?
The
I
underground. They
cannot
called me.
find you anywhere on GPS. Where are you?
Again, underground. The probably signal's not really well
Why the
underground.
fuck are you underground?
Does she know about the underground?
She does not.
Oh, is this a secret?
You don't know. I mean, do you feel like you can trust her with this information?
TBD. To be
Like,
decided.
That's like a no.
Subway. I'm using the subway.
12:15 on a school day.
Yeah, they got a long lunch break. There's a burger joint, like a couple of stops away from here. I like getting it.
You just hear a on the other end. She's one of the few people that you can like kind of sense emotions on, but because she's an adult, it's a little bit harder. This one's not hard. Frustration. Really easy to pick up on just frustration.
Send
But
a message. What's up? What's going on? Is everything okay?
I was worried you were dead.
I'm gone for just like barely an hour. You think I'm dead? How does that work?
Do you... I'm gonna say this as nicely as possible, because last time I wasn't so nice with my little protege. You know what Aegis is capable of, right? And you know when you cross Aegis, they get a little angry. So maybe I was a little worried that someone found you and killed you.
And you think if I know, I look back at the group, seeing if they're listening to me.
We're all just staring at you.
Group, the fuck, what do I say? The MTA that I used to work for or whatever, Subway have the shit. Well, yes, I know what they're capable of, and therefore don't think I would be, letting you know if I think there's danger going on. You're literally like a call button away.
It's also my job to make sure that if you can't press the call button, I can come and help you.
Well,
I have eyes everywhere, and she hangs up.
apparently not everywhere.
Not in the sewer.
Are you
Um,
okay?
Yes.
Full honesty, I can deafen myself with my helmet, but I am also decent at lip reading, so I think I unfortunately did get most of that. I'm so sorry.
My back was turned, I think, for the most part. I sometimes do a little turn unintentionally. I'm a pace talker on the phone, so but
You started pacing a little bit. You seem stressed. You started pacing.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. It's just my mom. She's worried. Apparently, she's gonna reach me.
So your mom was
Fucking-
worried about you dying in the sewer?
Yeah, protective much.
Oh,
Moms.
Yeah, moms.
Suspicious.
No.
Sadness,
going
sadness, sadness.
My God. Oh, first of all, what you got to be suspicious of? I get I got a phone call. Okay, don't have to.
because totally our parents are able to contact us on ear communicators. That's a normal thing that normal parents do.
Most of the watch, which is a normal thing that normal parents can do.
Yeah.
If you had
Sorry,
parents.
just call me, I guess. Why are we talking about my mom right now? Can we just
Yeah,
I didn't
you know-
brought up the
Your
topic.
mom, not us.
Well,
You guys asked me what was happening, and I told you my mom called me. So
Hi.
that's a great point, Cywarp. If there were a reason that we needed to know more, I'm sure that Cywarp would tell us. So I know that I need to get back to where I was coming from before my absence gets noticed. So we can always contact each other remember, if there is anything else that anyone needs to talk about, um, Sarwar, do you think I could just grab you on the way out before we break team?
Me?
Yeah, just I wanted to talk to you
Sure.
about it, like
Okay. Yeah. I
something.
mean, it,
But
it would work better for us if we stagger back in anyway.
that's a great point. Um, Wonderful. Yeah.
Right side Sage, are you doing anything before you start heading back?
I mean, I'll walk out with Sage, just trying to boost their spirits. Mm,
You want to comfort or support?
yeah, I do, for not completely wholesome reasons.
Oh, whatever could
Uh,
those be? So go ahead and roll plus mundane for your totally good reasons to comfort and
Oh, I
support.
love that. That's 11.
11 is a
Wow.
full success. What do you say? And then Sage, you get to decide whether or not you listen, and we'll go from there.
Sweet.
Just, rubbing your back. I think he'll like pick you up so you don't have to do the ladder thing again and just kind of like fly you out, just slowly hovering up. And just says, so, I mean, I'll say, I did not imagine that, combining my powers with yours would have created that massive redwood. You've got some
Yeah.
potential, buddy, there. Like, you've got so much power, my friend. Sure, it's a little hard to control it right now. You're just getting
Yeah.
used to it. But guess what? With me by your side, I guarantee you're going to be something big. Absolutely something big.
Mm. Thanks. I just it's new. I mean, I've never like tried to use really on a big scale before, and then what we did that was bigger than I've ever even thought about trying. So yeah. But yeah, I just needed a minute. It wasn't fun to hear to get scolded.
Right,
But yeah, no, I'm trying to stay positive. We're gonna knock this one out with no issues, and I just I'm really looking forward to doing more with the team, and I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
Of course.
So it sounds like Sage, you agreed to the comfort and support. You took it
No,
in.
I reject it.
Oh,
No,
I
yeah,
mean.
no, I'm just playing. No, yes,
So
I
you
agree.
can clear a condition, which you don't have.
Nope.
You can make sure you mark potential. You can shift your labels. Or you
I
can.
think it's just one or the other. Either mark
Yeah.
potential.
Oh, you're right. Mark
or
potential,
shift
clear
label.
condition, or shift labels. So that's
Okay, I will mark potential.
cool. And
Potential.
since it was a full success on Mr. Brightside, you can either add a team to the pool or clear a condition yourself.
I'm going to clear a condition. And I think that the insecurity kind of melts away as he's going up, because as he's just, trying to boost Sage's ego, there's just like this half of the panel where he's just thinking, this is the kind of power that I'm going to need to roll some heads. Like there are dark plans like formulating in his head, and it is all because this person has so much power and their powers work so well together.
Okay. Back downstairs to Dev and Cywarp.
Hey,
So
thanks. Yeah. So I just quick question. First of all, I don't believe my equipment should impede your abilities in any way. Is it common for you to not be able to interact or your abilities to interact with individuals?
wait, what do you mean?
Like, are there people who just you don't get like feelings off of or whatever?
Oh, yeah, are there people that don't get to hear the feelings of?
Adults are hard, but you can still tend to read adults. The only other time that you've ever not been able to sense someone's feeling was Kit in your first adventure or your first mission together.
I mean, adults are not as easy, or I need to really focus to really hear them, probably because how much they repress shit. And I get, Kit, I could really get a read on initially, which was kind of odd, but there was also a lot of noise, so
Yeah. Um, and I want to make it clear that currently, like my surface thoughts are explicitly like just thinking about the conversation, not trying to let anything kind of bubble up. But there's probably some like nervousness bubbling up, but like Dev is very clearly being intentional about what they are thinking about, just in case, as they're kind of broaching the subject.
You okay, buddy? You seem a
Well,
little nervous. Is there something you don't want me to catch?
just as you may be aware, Kit and I are we know each other more than the rest of the group, and
I gathered you had some kind of a past together. You guys worked together somehow, I
right,
assume.
right, um, and just well, Kit's um origin is still a little bit of a question mark in a lot of ways, and I thought that you might not be getting as much or any signals from Kit, and I just it's a bit of a difficult topic, and so I would just if you could avoid bringing that up to Kit until I can maybe figure out some reasonings. I don't want it
So,
to.
so wait, Kit doesn't know. So wait, you assume I can't read Kit's thoughts, but
I
whatever
calculated
reason
as
it
very high
is,
as very
Kit
probable.
doesn't know, but you know.
I calculated as very probable.
Uh,
I think you're
you
piercing my
gotta tell me
mask.
more than that now.
Yeah,
What's going on? What's up with Kit?
I
Trying
agree.
to
I
pierce
think
the
you're
mask.
piercing the mask here, so you're gonna have to roll plus mundane Sinon to pierce Dev's mask.
All right. Well,
Your
so I
mundane's minus
roll
2,
two d
right?
sixes.
You
What?
roll 2d6 and then add the modifier that your mundane is, or
All right.
subtract in the case where it's negative.
Yeah, it's +1.
What's your total?
It's a total of 6.
Okay, so that's a
Ooh.
failure. So mark, go ahead and mark yourself some
Y'all.
potential. You can't really you can gather something's very wrong. Like there's very clearly a reason Dev is concerned about this, but that's about as far as you can gather. His surface thoughts, as you try and like pry into them, are like he is very specifically just thinking of each word very robotically, so he doesn't put any thought into what is actually happening. I will, however, give you the chance to roll and release your powers if you want to try and dive deeper into his thoughts.
What I will say as well is that like the nervousness is genuine. Like you can tell there is real genuine nervousness. It's just maybe is he nervous that he's been caught in a lie? Is it nervousness about like Kit and like
Do you want to tell me, but you're afraid of telling me something? Is that what's going on?
well
Let your
first of
mind
all
tell me.
well,
I'll unleash my powers.
All
But
right.
I'm asking for permission first, and let's see if I get permission first.
uh, um I just obviously I really excited about all this and Kit is too. It's just again, it's it's tough because
So non
we're
roll plus freak.
Come on, fail, 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 fail.
That is a 7.
7 is a partial success.
Damn it.
So you will be able to push a little bit further into why Dev is nervous. However, you also get a condition, or I can tell you how the effect is stable or unstable or temporary. I think instead of a condition, it's going to be unstable. So you are able to kind of push into Dev's thoughts a little bit, but not nearly as far as you normally can. I think Dev will open up to you mentally what kind of nervousness it is, but will not give you the details why, if that makes sense. Why he will give you the details why he's nervous, but it won't go any farther than that.
Okay. I won't pry too much, I'll see whatever's necessary. I'm creep, I don't pick these powers.
Dev, what is in your thoughts?
Yeah, Dev is so deeply terrified of you knowing why he brought this up, because in his mind, at the very least, if you knew, it would ruin Dev and Kit's life.
Casual.
That's the stakes he's operating under.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
So whatever this is, clearly you are very great. I will not pry. I will not tell Kit that I can't read their thoughts.
It would just, if I can work on some theorems and hypotheses on why, so that at least when we broach the subject, it can be not a you're even more mysterious and ununderstandable, and it's gonna thing that's a scary thing to tell a teammate.
But if you're telling me to lie for you to another teammate, I feel like you got to give me a little bit more information than that. But it's clearly this is a sore subject. We can talk. I will not pry. But I do that unintentionally enough anyway. So, but you got to give me a little bit more than that if you want me to lie. We got to have some trust, and you're making me be mistrustful to a different member, right? So,
I understand what you're saying. I don't truly know what I can tell you that will earn your trust, but also not endanger it or myself is the problem.
So, question for the DM.
Yeah.
This outfit that, by the way, superhero outfit's expressing, but the outfit that Dev is wearing, which seems like a mechanical thing. Have I seen that in my? Can I link that with Aegis?
Good question. I want to make you roll for it, but I need to figure out what I want to make you roll in order to get that. Why don't you roll again to pierce the mask? So roll plus mundane, and I will give you information on it if you roll partial or full success.
That is a 9.
9. Okay. So the question being, does this look familiar or is this Aegis? It has Aegis flair. It is not Aegis built specifically, but some of the design elements mirror Aegis gear very similarly, if not exactly the same. It is not Aegis branded, but it is Aegis inspired.
So would it be would it be possible that I make that connection that he might be from Aegis like I am, or I used to be?
He or whoever made the suit. Yep.
Does this have anything to do with Aegis? Like Aegis did some kind of shit to you guys?
Yes. Yes.
should I be worried or know something?
As long as everything stays quiet and nobody else learns about what happened, no.
But what
Everything is
happened?
in a stable environment. That's the problem, Cywarp. You knowing is very dangerous.
Meaning what? The fact that I can't read her thoughts, so not something else that happened.
Again,
Okay.
so the circumstances around Kit's
Um,
powers.
I
Rock
think at
meet
this
hard
point, like-
place.
but just Mr. Brightside just like comes back down like in a just like in a rush. It's like, are you two coming back to school? Neither of you have super speed.
That's a
Um,
great point, Mr. Brightside. We are totally lost track of time. So
yeah,
sorry. Thanks for
We
always
were-
looking out for the team. You're really
we were
good
having
at this.
a team building powwow thing. We were all going to do it. Apparently, it's at some point. It's yeah. All right, yeah, let's go. I'm late for biology.
As you
Just like
all
look.
as you all dissipate, change back into your normal school clothes, and return to school, you are greeted by an assembly of sorts. You are all ushered into the gymnasium where you take the seats with your homeroom classes, kind of looking around. I assume you all kind of scan, still trying to figure out who everyone is as you scan the room. But before you, on the stage in the auditorium, stands 4 heavily armed Aegis officers. 2 on each side of the stage, just kind of looking out. You can tell by their navy uniforms. Those of you who have seen the Mask books know exactly what the Aegis uniform looks like. But they are navy uniforms, like skin tight, pretty militaristic. They have basically just like a utility belt of stuff, including normal like security police things like guns, tasers, handcuffs, etc. But also a small handheld device that Dev, you would recognize as the control for the SMS systems. I'll have like little handheld systems on how they can control the SMS watches on individuals. Again, you're all under the age of 18, so you don't need to worry about that right now. You don't have a watch. But as you all are in the auditorium, the woman from the announcements before steps forward onto the stage. She kind of looks at all of you. A like really fake smile comes across her face. It's very clear she doesn't wish to be here, but she is trying to put on a show for all of you. As she begins to hype up an Aegis college program. Where you would go directly from high school, enroll in Aegis, and become Aegis security members. Fighting the good fight, fighting the battle against supers, and allowing New Atlantis to remain safe. They are showing some of the benefits of the program, including the fact that your college tuition is paid for, including the fact that you'll get paid, including the fact that you'll build life skills, all while keeping New Atlantis safe and happy. You can see that there are a lot of people who are really excited about this. There's like versions of ROTC kids in your high school that are like Aegis buffs that have like their parents were an Aegis and they're gonna be an Aegis, and it's just like that, the generational kind of thing. They're gonna take down the supers, all of that. And then, as you are all sitting, what can only be described as propaganda plays. It is a black and white film of the day in question. No one was there to film it. It is a dramatic reenactment of Jason destroying the city and killing all of his once known friends. It is a couple of minutes long. There's some inspirational music in the background talking about how Aegis was able to intercept and stop Jason from doing more damage to the city. About how now he is, in prison, super prison, basically, and he is safe, keeping the city safe. And as the lights come back on at the end, there's rounds of applause. Everyone is very into this idea that Aegis truly is what keeps everyone safe. The SMS system is the only thing that is going to keep us from having another superhero-inspired issue. And as a small demonstration, the individuals who are there from Aegis kind of pull out this little Palm Pilot thing, press a couple of buttons, and every single adult around you in school, their SMS device begins to just beep, doing what seems to be a scan of their systems. You can slowly see as it passes around, lights turning green, lights turning green, lights turning green, lights turning green, and one light turning red. As you look over towards one of the teachers, some of you may know her, some of you not, but she is the art teacher. As you look over at the art teacher, her band has turned red, and you can hear discomfort among the Aegis operatives as they make their move towards her to detain her. As she backs up, terrified, this is a misunderstanding, you don't understand, I don't know what this is, I don't know why it's red. With a simple press of a button from that Palm Pilot, her entire system is shocked as she falls to the ground, unable to move. Handcuffs are placed on her, and she is taken away from this school. The woman...
The amount of cedar scent that is just he is freaking like sweating bullets, trying his best. He's created and put 2 aloe plants in his cargo shorts, and he's just like
What grade are you in, Ash?
You said you were 16, right? So that's either
I'm a teenager.
Junior?
That's junior
Yeah.
if you were 16.
Yeah, junior.
So just like the 11th grade section. What about you, Khan?
I don't know.
16,
I guess.
17? Which one are you?
Something like that. 16,
So if you're 16, you're in the
17.
okay. So
17,
you
so
would
you'd
also
be a
be in the
senior.
senior section. So yes, it's the entire junior section. Just like as the scene happens, they're also just getting like hints of cedar.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? There's
But-
definitely like talking, yeah.
But I think what ends up happening, the rage is so much closer to you now, Khan. Like just so much anger as like outside he's not moving. He's doing everything in his power to not move his body, despite the fact he wants to vibrate with unchecked, like, war crime rage. And there's like a single tear like starts going down his eye as he watches the art teacher being detained, like being shocked, detained, and taken away. And his eyes never leave her unconscious body.
And
With
right
the-
like
yeah.
like right along with that, from a kid you probably don't even know because they're brand new.
Sophomores.
Yeah. Is just a ton of like guilt and shame and just like self-loathing. Just kind of nice and
You're
like,
picking
weaved into
these-
that.
You're picking all of these up through emotions of pride. Everyone else in this audience is really proud and excited of what just happened.
With the overwhelming emotions of this flooding me, can I realistically try to use my powers right now to convince the Aegis agents that it is actually an issue, probably an error, like the art teacher is saying, and unleash powers, and try to convince them, like, be like, oh yeah, actually,
By all means.
You have to roll good.
By all
Sinan,
means, you can
Sinan,
try.
Sinan, look at me real quick. You need to roll well right now, okay? We
Oh,
can't. You need to roll really, really good.
Oh fuck!
So wait, I'm roll. What is the
Roll plus
this
freak.
Oh
Freak.
God.
Oh boy, why did I
This will
add
be
my
fun if it
plus
goes
one to
well or
strength?
goes wrong. It'll be great.
Oh Jesus.
Plus, I haven't rolled physical dice in a long time. I just realized this
Yeah.
is too scary.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just comforting and supporting people over here. You're out here.
9, partial success. So, as you kind of concentrate on all of this, just pride and emotional energy around you with these couple of pings of guilt and anger and fear, you can hone in on these 4 adults standing before you. It is a mix of anger and pride and a little bit of disgust when they basically tase this poor teacher. But you are able to kind of tap into this emotion and begin to change what was anger and pride into confusion and uncertainty. As their emotions begin to change and their thoughts begin to change, and they remembered that sometimes these watches do malfunction. Sometimes these watches, do signal that there are superhuman abilities when there isn't.
And if it's possible, I'd like to like sort of try to since I'm like feeling it from wherever Dev is, like take that guilt and like install to them and be like, wait, did we tase the wrong person? Oh shit.
I love
Ooh.
it. Go ahead and roll one more time to unleash your powers to take that guilt and
Please.
move it somewhere else.
Again?
Please.
Oh no.
Oh, you got a
And-
+1.
And as a note, you're either marking a condition or Anna gets to tell you how this first part was unstable or
Unstable?
temporary.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Oh.
Okay,
No,
cool.
fuck.
Great. Never mind.
You don't.
I'll stop being helpful.
That is 4 and 3, 7, but with my +1 on freak and +1, that's 9 again.
9.
You can't
So-
just say that's a 4.
You
Yeah,
you
thank
can't
you.
start with that. So, Dev, you feel the guilt being pulled from you physically. This feeling of guilt that's kind of like a knot inside of your chest, as though it feels like your breath is almost caught there, is like physically tugged from you. You don't feel guilt anymore. You don't feel anything anymore. There's like not an emotion there anymore, which is weird. Like you're just kind of a husk of a person at this moment until you form a new emotion. But this guilt is pulled from you. And you notice immediately the look on these Aegis members' faces go from like this very cold, very calculated, very clinical, and it breaks. And their eyes kind of go wide and they all take a step back for a moment, and you can hear uncertain chatter like among them as they are discussing something. You can see one of them like picks up the art teacher's wrist and like does a couple things on the watch, and then you just hear fuck as the art teacher is handcuffed and kind of her, I don't want to say lifeless, but tased body is kind of gently picked up and brought somewhere else to not be in the direct sight of all of the students. As the woman in front is kind of like, I apologize for that.
I might be getting too ambitious now,
Oh
but
God.
Oh, Jesus.
now that has happened, can I now try to add Mr. Brightside's overwhelming anger that's enough for everyone in this school, and install it to push them to one of them to like throw something at them and be like, "You taste Miss our teacher for no reason. Fuck you," and get a riot happening.
Oh my
Or
Jesus.
maybe I shouldn't try this. Maybe I'm getting too.
Please do
No,
not
it's
start a
left your
riot on
mouth.
assembly.
It
Well,
left your
hold on.
mouth.
I want to pause because you did get 2 partial successes. So for the first one, would you like to mark a condition, or would you like me to explain what your first attempts at getting them to disregard their own emotions and thoughts is unstable or temporary?
I'll get a condition to not make that one temporary, but the guilt can be temporary,
Cool.
I guess.
So, let's see. Condition, what makes the most sense for you? Probably angry again. That makes the most sense in my mind. For these fuckers to be actively tasing a teacher in your life. So we're gonna go with angry. The other one, guilt. So you watch as these 4 Aegis members, like the guilt is very prevalent in their face. Their brows are furrowed, their eyes are wide, they are like bickering back and forth between each other as they move her away out of the student's line of view. You see them very quickly kind of return to the stage area, once again kind of taking their stalwart place, one of them whispering something to the woman who is standing at the forefront. And you notice that these looks of guilt have been replaced replaced by confusion, second guessing. They are unsure of what just occurred because they have faith in their system, but their system was wrong now. So it's kind of that cognitive dissonance of we can't live in the same world where two things are correct when they are counterintuitive to each other. The watches can't work 100% of the time and also be wrong here. So it's that like confusion and that internal battle that you can very much see and feel inside of them.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Making
yeah.
a
Bring
question
dissonance
system, that's
here.
cool.
Yeah, bring dissonance here on the first goddamn episode.
No, that's
of
like the actual word though. That's like the actual term. It's cognitive dissonance.
I know.
Now,
I
can,
know.
now
How
can I
funny.
make the students angry?
Go.
If you want to try,
Oh god, jeez.
That's
can't go wrong.
an 11.
Very
Okay.
nice. All right. As you
It's a
take
4.
once
What does
again.
it look like when Cywarp uses powers, by the way?
Oh yeah, what does it look like?
Just like kind of an intense focus. He does. He kind of goes through those emotions himself, so there's a lot going on in his face. He's kind of learned to just like put on a very intense poker face, but just to someone who can like really look for it, there is some kind of like a very colorfully vibrant energy spreading around, or he's like taking it, and I'm assuming these like colors associated with the emotions. So like right now it's like red, but it's like very faint, and yeah, it's kind of just it it kind of, especially if he's affecting someone's head, it like hits them as a minor headache initially, and then but they forget it as they suddenly feel the emotions change in their body, and then suddenly, what the fuck this, or something. I don't know. I should have thought more into how this looks, but yeah.
Mr. Brightside, you feel this anger swelling and getting harder and harsher and intenser to where you're like, I'm gonna stand up and fucking do something, and then it's gone. It's felt as though like it has exploded inside of you and it just disappeared and didn't go anywhere. Again, you feel numb almost. Like there isn't an emotion you can pinpoint, which is not a comforting feeling. Just kind of
That's
this
that is very
husk
unsettling.
of a shell, especially when you felt so powerfully about something. Now you feel nothing is terrifying. But you slowly notice as it trickles across the crowd, anger, seething anger as people begin to yell and storm the stage, trying to cause damage, trying to basically oust this Aegis set up in the middle of the crowd. Kids are being held back by teachers. Kids are being, kind of tried to push off. These 4 Aegis operatives are trying to protect the the head of this meeting or this pep rally. As these kids are storming the stage, someone pulled the fire alarm. The overhead fire water dispersal units are going off. Everyone is getting soaked. It is a massive mob in here, to the point where if you don't get the fuck out, you might get injured. But it is just seething anger and things being destroyed and misplaced anger and just punches being thrown and just like it is chaos.
So, my question to you, Cywarp, is this: have you used this power on Mr. Brightside before?
We just started working together, so probably not. I just like felt your intense anger, and I'm like, this is a lot, and I kind of want this pride to be replaced with that.
Mm.
So let's try that.
So there isn't anger. There is that rage is gone. There is in what can only be described as the unsettling chill of a graveyard inside of him, and he notices that everything is going wrong. He knows for a fact that this place could come down on his head and he would be like, we're talking just a few scratches, but he stands up and grabs his things, and with just like rehearsed grace, because he doesn't feel anything anymore, stands up and just walks, turning at 90-degree angles to get out of this place. And I think there'll be like people who shove into him and bounce off of him. And he just continues to move with just like such, there is nothing here, I am nothing, that every time it happens, no one really catches precisely what happens. But yeah, like anytime someone would have like almost knocked him over, they're the ones who go flying. And he's just making one little straight line out to, I would say, the locker room, because that's where towels would be to dry off. And he does not like the fact that he is wet.
I think I do the exact opposite. I feel nothing, so I just stare neutrally as the the gymnasium or the cafeteria hall descends into chaos, as I'm just kind of like observing until something explicitly happens to me to jolt me out of it.
Only if this is easy to do and is not an exertion of my powers can I send a little nudge towards Mr. Brightside, being like, trying to send him a little pride to make him feel like this is partially thanks to him, because I'm feeling pride, and I like, as angsty as I am, I believe credits when credits due.
I think you can share the pride without needing to exert your powers. So, Mr. Brightside, as
Okay.
you are walking stalwart, like just eyes on the prize, you just get this twinge of pride.
Hold on a moment. Cool. I think right before this person leaves, I don't know if you would clock it. You might feel it. I don't know if you could clock it, as in like physically see who this person is, because a lot of chaos and your powers are mostly emotional based. But there is a moment at the door where he stops and no one notices it because,
Chaos.
again, chaos. But there is a smile. It is no, it's not. He's not smiling. He is threatening to smile. And it's still a threat, because he likes that this is happening. He likes that Aegis is hurting. And by all the light from the sun, he wants them to hurt so much more, as he just probably like accidentally does like a bending of the metal on the press door. Just small little indents from his fingers as he pushes in, just like, again, go to that locker room and dry off.
And with this image of Mr. Brightside walking down the hall, chaos behind him, water raining from the ceiling, a stage destroyed, and 5 members of Aegis scattered to the winds, that is where we'll end this episode for tonight.
Ooh.
Oh, that was fun!
Woo!
I love you all.
Did it.
We did it! Thank you, everyone,
Yeah.
for joining us this week. Keeping in mind, we are a bi-weekly stream, so we'll be back in 2 weeks at 8 o'clock Eastern with Kit this time. We'll have our full gang with us. But stick around. Make sure you drop a follow for RF Chaos. We have other fun streams done on Wednesdays as well, so we alternate Wednesdays of stream. But we'll just do a quick outro, really quick. Just quick who you are, where people can find you, and favorite part of the episode. We'll start where we left off, and we'll start with Rob down at the bottom and go the reverse way.
It's me. I'm Rob. I played Dev, the brain. Although maybe we call it the nerve. Because I was nervous. He was nervous.
Oh,
about
okay.
everything.
That joke took nerve.
I was like, yeah, like the nerve of the gall. I don't
As
think
if
that's true.
all my jokes don't take nerve.
The cheek, the gall, the nerve, the audacity, and the gumption.
You know me too long to be surprised. Yes, I'm Rob Biroli. You can find me as such around, but the main places you can find me are more importantly here, doing the lovely Hero Complex and Cirque Noir, and as part of the Game Over podcast, we're a storytelling collective building a world one game at a time, which means doing basically a bunch of world building games that you might do before a campaign, but never doing the campaign, and just continuing the world building and making campaigns out of that. It's been so creatively amazing, and actually almost all the people at this table have been a part of it. And I'm gonna get you all. I'm gonna get you all at some point.
And what was your
That's
favorite part
me.
of the game?
Wow. Honestly, really here for like accidental candle bombing when you're nervous as a
Accidental
like,
Bath and Body Works.
yeah, just like accidentally just like I'm a really strong candle now. Really, I love it.
Love an air freshener. Beautiful. All right, Sanat.
Hey, Sinan, you can find me here on Wednesday, either for this or for Cirque Noir. Yeah, it's fun. I'm excited to do masks again. I'm excited to do a Power Party Apocalypse game again with you guys. It's like this is bringing me back to the early, excuse me, early pandemic days. This was like literally one thing we had to pretend to things were normal and spend. Yeah, this is how we kind of bonded and had became friends. And I'm very happy we're doing it. It's like feel very nostalgic and happy about it. My favorite part is just discovering everyone's character and how they are and how they deal with school and propaganda. That was fun. I had fun.
I probably should give a
Also,
propaganda warning before this episode. It's fine. All right.
Fine amount. It was good world building.
Marquise, how about you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Barty. Marquis, sometimes on Barty time. You can also find me if I'm not here every other Wednesday. I do a little show called Escaping Carcosa, where I play Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and I am Akihiko, the Catboy Magus, who the DM. I am the DM's favorite pet to traumatize.
Love it.
But
Don't worry, that'll be Sinan this game, so you're fine.
But Escaping Carcosa is you can find them on Spotify and on YouTube under Ballad of the Seven Dice. So come check that out if you need something new to listen to. We are on season 2 and we're stuck in a video game. And it's getting rough in there. But my favorite part of the game, Sinan, I need you. I need you. Just keep being you. Just coming up with the ideas that you come up with. Even if I'm just like, oh boy, stop, please, don't.
Let me just use my superpowers in front of the police who are supposed to stop people who use any superpowers ever. That'll be great.
Please keep being you. I very much enjoyed it, even if I'm just sitting there like I'm terrified. So that riot was my favorite part.
I was scared
It's
too,
so good.
but I wanted to throw a bottle at the police, and then I was like, wait a minute, maybe I could make other people throw a
You
bottle at the
You
police.
can just like you don't have to be that punk rock. You could be just a little less punk rock.
But that's not punk rock.
He's got a point.
Deciding to be a little less punk rock is not punk rock.
Yeah.
There we go.
Just say ob.
And
Jesus.
Bees, I'm sorry you didn't get to say anything in the final scene like you wanted to, but we were also running over time, so I didn't want
It's
to.
okay. You don't love me. It's fine.
Well, you knew
Hi,
that
everyone.
already.
I am the unloved child of the stream.
Yes.
No.
I invited you out of pity. Did you not know
Yeah,
that?
I know. That's in my contract, literally written in bold type.
Yeah.
Invited
Invited out of
up,
pity
everybody?
only.
Yeah, out of pity only.
I have timers for screen time. Don't worry.
Yep. What's up, everybody? I am Bees. You can find me on my stream, big_BEAZ here on Twitch, where I'll be streaming a lot more often because your boy is getting ready for UBAF. Unapologetically Black and Fast, a speedrunning event on GDQ, Games Done Quick. That will be happening February 17th and 18th. So I am not only going to be speedrunning, I will also be hosting and doing couch commentary. So you will
Hey.
get a fill of me during that event. Because of said event and other, you should just drink your drink.
I don't
Stop.
want to get a fill of you anywhere.
Tough.
Gross.
Tough. No.
You kicked the audio so hard.
Yep. Because of that and some other not so pleasant life events, my podcast that I am starting, Digiverse, will be a little delayed, about a month or so, but definitely keep an eye out for that. It will be releasing soon. Digiverse is a Digimon actual play, but instead of being full of friendship and happiness and the power of good and all that, shit gets real. So get ready. Get ready. It is so much fun. I have such a phenomenal cast, and I can't wait for everybody to hear it. And I'm doing all the editing, so it's a lot. But yes, yeah, just check me out there or on the other socials at biggest_bees, and I will be doing a whole bunch of something at some point at all times. So yeah.
And what was your favorite part
Oh.
of the stream, B?
Yes, I would have to say the definitely the loving phone call between a kind and gentle mentor and their mentee.
She's learned
yeah,
some
I think-
lessons.
Well, yeah,
So much
Yeah.
character growth. The arc
Yeah.
is complete.
Yeah.
there we go.
She's a good person now.
Also, like she must be ancient.
Yeah. She's like a sassy 85-year-old woman.
Yeah, I think that's why she's like, "Hey, let me take a moment here because I'm getting too old for this shit." So before I have a stroke screaming at you, let me try and say this in a way that you understand.
She's already nicer to Cywarp than she ever was to Annie, so
You know what?
she's already
That-
nicer.
She would have just assumed I died and just
Been like,
shunned
"Oh."
me for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I thought you were fucking dead. You didn't respond. Yeah, exactly.
He was his just toxic, abusive girl. Oh, you didn't respond to me, so I just thought you were dead.
If he wanted to, he would. Anyway, hi everyone. I'm Sanctum or Anna. I am here a lot on every Wednesday in either Cirque or running this chaotic game. Thank you, every one of my players, for returning. I pitched this idea out of the blue, being like, do y'all miss masks? I miss masks. Because, like Sanan said, this was our pandemic game, and what got us through the pandemic was meeting up and playing superheroes. And that was the pitch I gave to Magpie when I asked them to sponsor our game or approve our game, and they said, oh my god, yes. So shout out to Magpie, who created masks. But yeah, you can find me here on Wednesdays. You can find me in the soon-to-be newly dropped Eden's Fall podcast, where I play an obnoxious 13-year-old. You can find me as a guest star on Game Woven, their Fiasco arc. And you can find me as a guest star in a couple of other projects that are coming up that I will talk more about later on. But yeah, if you need me in your work, let me know. I'll do it. Hit me up. But thank you everyone for watching our game tonight. I know it's only about 2 hours long, but we wanted to keep games nice and short, easy to go through, so you don't have to spend too much time if you miss our streams catching up. So all of our streams will be about 2 hours, 2.5 hours long every other week on Wednesdays. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Everyone have a great evening.
Also, real quick shout out to Ruby doing amazing stuff
Woo!
with Games Don't
Woo!
Click right now.
Woo woo!
Go check out Ruby Heart if you don't already.
Yes! And they will be
We
back
love
with
you,
us
Ru-
in
we
2
love you,
weeks.
Ruby.
Because we love Ruby.
Yes.
Bye, y'all!
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.